Good evening, and welcome to the August 6th, 2014 legislative session of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining. Please join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Trustee Codman.
Present.
Trustee DeRio.
Present.
Trustee Garrity.
Present.
Trustee Quezada.
Present.
Mayor Hanover.
Present.
Are there any mayor and trustees announcements?
Betcha. Last Thursday evening, between 5:30 and 6, we suffered a serious water main break in the unincorporated area of the town, which caused not a few households in the village and in the town outside to initially be without water and then to have a boil water advisory issued by the Westchester County Board of Health. The fissure in a 12-inch pipe was isolated by 7:20. That's less than an hour and a half later. Water pressure was restored by 8:30, and at Friday morning at 6:30 a.m. the main was repaired and re-energized. In order to ensure that the water was safe for consumption and use, the boil water advisory was not lifted until roughly 4:30 p.m. on Sunday, that after the second series of tests. I want to commend and personally thank Assistant Village Manager Christina Papes for managing the emergency throughout the weekend, our indefatigable Superintendent of Water, Andy Peace, our equally determined village engineer, Paul Frioli, Sophia Marquez, Michael DeMartino, Tom Pasquale, Chris Cruz, Bobby Moore, Anthony Martinez, Tim Luby, Mike Sniffen Jr., Gus Rodriguez, Michael Villardo, Matthew Hickey, and Anthony Savino, all of them in our water and highway departments, who work so diligently and efficiently for so many hours to stem the flow and return delivery of our usual safe, treated water back to normalcy. I also want to thank the Westchester County Department of Health for working with our staff all weekend to keep users of Ossining water safe and to keep them informed. Also on Friday evening, Ossining's bravest and 30 other volunteer fire companies were shown at their finest at our annual Firefighters Parade. Thanks to them, our police, our DPW, and all of those who came out to cheer. It was a great evening. We had a controversial and exciting theatrical production of the National Caravan Stage Company on a large sailing barge at Westerly Marina on Saturday and Sunday. I want to thank Artie, Joe, and Dennis DeMarcus for so generously providing the venue, and Trustee Manuel Quezada and his wife Fern for sponsoring the performances. Our pilot project, converting Spring Street between Main Street and St. Paul's Place from a one-way to a two-way street, began without incident on Monday, August 4th. So far, so good. Some concern have been raised by members of the fire department and other residents. All such concerns will be taken into consideration when the board makes its determination on whether or not to make the changes permanent. Tomorrow evening, August 7th, at 7:30 at Chatham Yacht Club, Ferry Sloops will present folk rock singer-songwriter Julie Corbalis. Admission is free and open to the public. Take a dish to share at 6:30 or to arrive a little before 7:30 for the music. For information, please visit Ferry Sloops' website, http://www.ferrysloops.org. On Friday, August 8th, at 7 p.m. at the Engel Park stage, the summer concert series continues with Ossining's own Mike Risco Band. Fronted by Mike and Miriam Risco, the band also features local favorites like Ben Zabelman on keyboard, Larry Baskind on bass, and Franklin Jackson Jr. on drum. And on Sunday, August 10th at 1 p.m., the Jug Tavern of Sparta will conduct its monthly walking tour of the historic Sparta district at the south end of Ossining. The tour will begin at the Jug Tavern, which is at Rockledge Avenue and Revolutionary Road behind CVS, and will be with the showing of the newly produced documentary, The Battle for Sparta. Participants will then walk about 6 blocks, learning about historic homes in that landmark district, and wind up at the Jug Tavern again at 3 p.m. The tour is free, but participation is limited to 20 people. For reservations or further information, contact info@jugtavern.org. Anyone else?
Yes. I'll just piggyback off of the Friday night concert series. The Microscope Band, as Mayor Hanauer mentioned, is going to be performing this week, and I'm going to join them, we hope, for one song. So don't leave when you see me stand up on stage. It won't be too bad. Miriam's going to help make sure I don't embarrass myself. And I will also, my 2 announcements that I often make are related to the Energize New York program and what's coming up next with the documentary and discussion series. And this month, the 2 collide. You have heard many of us speak about the Energize program and how it retrofits homes to make homes more energy efficient. And I encourage everyone, please go visit ossining.energizeny.org to learn more about how you can make your home more comfortable, more efficient, and more cost effective. And also, next Thursday is the 14th, right? Next Thursday, August 14th at 6:30. Please join us at the Ossining Public Library. We're going to be watching a film called Garbage Warriors. It's about an architect who builds a home out of reused materials, and it's an off-the-grid, completely energy-efficient home. But then we're going to have a panel discussion with a few local folks, one of whom is Tom Bregman, who's the head of the Energize program, and then 2 others are architects and people in the area who have done some interesting creations of their own. There's an architect in Tuxedo who's built a dome house. There's some really cool stuff happening in our area. And so we'll talk about completely energy-efficient homes and then how to retrofit current homes. And there'll be an interesting discussion, I'm sure. So that's 6:30 at the Ossining Public Library, Thursday, August 14th. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah. Coming up on Saturday, August the 16th, at the Ossining Boat and Canoe Club, there will be about boating safety, an 8-hour boating safety course taught by the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary. If you have not taken a boating safety course, you should, and it's available then. The cost is $45 per person, and to register, you want to contact Don Elmendorf at DELMENDORF67AUX at gmail.com, or you can call Don at 914-588-5169 to register. The 8-hour boating course is very good. Some guy named Durayo is going to be teaching it, and it should be very, very exciting. Have a safe time on the water.
Thank you, Bob. John? Well, okay. Madam Clerk?
Administrative reports, Village Manager Richard Lyons.
Thank you. Thank you. A couple of comments on the resolutions this evening. The mayor already mentioned the pilot program for Spring Street. We're very excited about that. I urge residents to go down and check it out. Use caution when you're entering Spring Street from Main Street going south. But we think it's really going to help pull the whole business district together. And so, as we say, it is a pilot program, so we're looking for comments and observations and suggestions. So please feel free to submit them to the village manager's office or whoever else you might want to communicate with about that. In addition, residents will notice that on Pleasantville Road there's a significant amount of construction going on, particularly around the road itself. The village plans to repave the entire length of Pleasantville Road from the Briarcliff Manor boundary up at Osage, ultimately down to the intersection with Croton Avenue. We had been waiting for the work to be completed at the Chilmark Shopping Center before going on to Pleasantville Road, but that's well underway. Residents will see that it will be challenging while the work is completed because it's such a busy road. However, it will ultimately be finished from the Briarcliff line at this time to Underhill Road. We're awaiting Con Ed's decision to install a new gas main, so we don't intend to pave and then rip it up and pave again. So we're hopeful that that work will be done within the next 2 months and we'll be able to complete the process by before winter. But at least for now, residents will see a nice new entryway to the Village of Ossining on Pleasantville Road, new sidewalks and curbs. So we're excited about having that significant project go forward. And there are a number of resolutions on the agenda this evening that deal with budget transfers, dealing with issues related to the street project. I also wanted to comment on, we have, as part of our Section 8 program, we're required and we have a regular 5-year plan renewal and opportunity for the public to be heard and to comment on the Section 8 program. The Village of Ossining is one of the few independent communities in the County of Westchester that is proud and happy to have its own Section 8 program. It helps us accommodate and take care of our local residents. So there will be a hearing on the Section 8 5-year plan of the Village of Ossining, and that will take place at 8688 Spring Street on September 17, 2014 at 7:30. Thank you.
Thank you.
Corporation Counsel Lori Lee Dixon.
Thank you. Good evening. I just wanted to follow up with the board and with members of the public about an email notification I received today that the draft environmental impact statement for the proposed pipeline, which will transmit natural gas across the Hudson River into our nearby communities just north of us, just south of the Indian Point Nuclear Power Plant. The DEIS is now available. I circulated an email to the board indicating that it was too large to email, but when we are served, because we are a party to the matter, based upon a motion for intervention, when we are served, I'll be sure that we'll be uploading the DEIS and the appendices, which are numerous, to the website with an explanation that although this isn't a village action, comments are welcome. And we're hoping that members of the public who are interested in providing comments will look at the pertinent section of the DEIS relevant to the crossing at the Hudson River, and provide comments and you know, any glaring technical questions that they may have. This would be the time to pose those questions. As you know, the final impact statement will need to answer each and every one of the comments or questions posed during this process. They'll be accepting comments through the 29th of September, so I do encourage everyone to take a look at the DIS and to familiarize themselves with the actions proposed. It's a very large 26-inch main that will be crossing, and they will not be abandoning the existing pipes that cross the Hudson, so this will be in addition to those pipes. It's a very interesting record. I would suggest that anybody who's interested in the action itself become a subscriber and get regular updates as comments and reports and documents are uploaded to the docket at the FERC, Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. So I just wanted to remind the public of that, and to thank the board for their encouragement of placing this on the website.
Thank you.
Are there any organization announcements this evening? Village Board resolutions, letter A. Is there anyone here that wishes to address the board? No. Letter A, approval of minutes, July 16, 2014, regular meeting. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby approves the minutes of the July 2nd, 2014 regular meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Board?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Letter B, approval of voucher detail report. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby approves the voucher detail report dated August 6, 2014 in the amount of $646,567.73. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Board? Clerk?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Letter C, Fire Department Driver Engine 101, resolve that upon recommendation of the Fire Chief, the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby appoints Michael Asenko IV, Ossining, New York, as a driver for Engine 101. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Board? Way to go, Mike.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Letter D, Finance Budget Modification Street Resurfacing Capital Project in 2013 and 14. Resolve the 2013 Streets and Sidewalk Resurfacing Capital Project budget is modified as of July 2014 to reflect a reduction in the anticipated use of NYS Consolidated Local Streets and Highway Improvement Programs, CHIPS, state aid during the year, and be it further resolved that the remaining project balance of $47,005.13 from the 2013 Street and Sidewalks Resurfacing Capital Project originally provided by the General Fund in 2008 is transferred to 2014 Streets and Sidewalks Resurfacing Capital Project as follows. Decrease capital project appropriations, streets and sidewalk resurfacing 2013, $61,439.24. Decrease capital project estimated revenues, New York State CHIPS, state aid, streets and sidewalk resurfacing 2013, $14,434.11. Increase capital project appropriations, account name, residual equity transfer to capital funds, streets and sidewalks resurfacing 2013, in the amount of $47,005.13. And be it further resolved, budget for the 2014 Streets and Sidewalks Resurfacing Capital Project budget is amended to reflect the following additional revenue sources and appropriations, and subject to terms and conditions of the escrow agreement between the Village of Ossining and Earthstat Biddle Properties Incorporated, dated October 23, 2012. Increased capital project estimated revenues, local revenue sources, streets and sidewalks resurfacing 2014, $28,330. New York State CHIPS, state aid, streets and sidewalks resurfacing 2014, $23,475.34. Transfer from capital fund, streets and sidewalks resurfacing 2014, $147,005.13. Total estimated revenues, $198,810.47. Increased capital project appropriations, streets and sidewalks resurfacing 2014, $198,810.47. Streets and sidewalk resurfacing 2013, current project budget, $229,625.21. The amended project budget is $168,185.97. Streets and sidewalks resurfacing 2014, the current project budget is $260,000. The amended project budget, $458,810.47. And be it further resolved, capital project number 2140, Streets and Sidewalks Resurfacing 2013, is declared closed as of July 2014. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Board? Well worth all of that reading. A great job. It makes the western entrance to the village really up.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Letter E, Finance Closed Capital Project with Residual Equity Balances. Whereas the village management and the Board of Trustees have determined that certain capital projects are complete and may be closed, some with unexpended balances aggregating $43,518.70, and whereas accounting principle provide that such residual balances shall be transferred to Debt Services Fund for the payment of principal and interest on such outstanding bond issues. Now therefore be it resolved that the capital project budgets for Project 2135, Police Cars 2012-13 and 13, Project 2137, DPW Street Maintenance Truck, and Project 2126, Flood Mitigation, Sing Sing Channel Improvements, and hereby modified in 2014 to transfer the residual project balances as follows. Decrease capital project fund appropriation. Police cars 2012-2013 in the amount of $4,968. DPW street maintenance truck $5,041.16. Flood mitigation Sing Sing Channel, $33,509.54. Total decrease to capital projects fund appropriations, $43,518.70. Increased capital project fund appropriations. Interfund transfer to debt service fund, police cars 2012 and 2013, $4,968. Interfund transfer to debt service fund, DPW street maintenance truck, $5,041.16. Interfund transfer to debt services fund, flood mitigation Sing Sing channel improvements, $33,509.54. Total increase to capital projects fund appropriations, $43,518.70. And be it further resolved, such capital projects are declared closed in 2014. Project name, police cars 2012, 2013, current project budget $120,934, modified project budget $115,966. DPW street maintenance truck, current project budget $40,000, modified project budget $34,958.84. Flood mitigation Sing Sing channel improvements, current project budget $150,000, modified project budget $116,490.46. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Board? Clerk?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Letter F, Finance Closed Capital Projects. Whereas the village management and the Board of Trustees have determined that certain capital projects are complete and may be closed, and whereas village policy and/or accounting principles provide that such project balances shall be adjusted to the project expenditures if required, now therefore be it resolved, the following capital project estimated revenues and appropriations are hereby modified in 2014 as follows. Decreased capital project fund appropriations, Rodriguez Operations Center boiler replacement, $17,763.75. IBWTP low lift pump station, $64,735.32. Infrastructure improvements at Academy Place, $139,507. Total decrease to capital project fund appropriation, $222,006.07. Decreased capital project funds estimated revenues. Installment purchase debt Rodriguez Operations Center boiler replacement, $17,763.75. Installment purchase debt IBWTP low lift pump station, $64,735.32. State aid transportation infrastructure improvements at Academy Place, $139,507. Total decrease to capital projects fund estimated revenues, $222,006.07. Increased capital project fund appropriation, interfund transfer to capital projects fund, Main Street and Secor Road streetscape, $50,000. Total increase to capital projects fund appropriations in the amount of $50,000. Increased capital projects fund estimated revenues, state aid, NASDY, Main Street and Secor Road streetscape, $50,000. Total increase to capital projects fund estimated revenues, $50,000. And be further resolved, the following capital projects are declared closed in 2014, subject to payment of any remaining retinage if applicable, and subject to any applicable bond anticipation notes being retired. Project name, Rodriguez Operations Center boiler replacement. Current project budget, $297,819.60. The modified budget, project budget, $280,055.85. IBWTP low lift pump station, $709,523.17. The modified budget is $644,787.85. Infrastructure improvements at Academy Place, current budget, project budget is $460,000. The modified budget is $320,493. Lower Main and Secor Road Streetscape Project. Current project budget, $745,000, no change to the modified. Water telemetrics, current project budget, $225,000, no change to the modified project budget. Harbor Square Shoreline Stabilization, current project budget, $375,000, there's no change for the modified project budget. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. The board? Clerk?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Letter G, call for a public hearing in the matter of the Section 8 5-year plan. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby calls for a public hearing in the matter of the Section 8 5-year plan to take place at the Birdsall-Fagan Police Court Facility, 8688 Spring Street in Ossining at 7:30 p.m. on September 17, 2014. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Board? Clerk?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Letter H, awning application, Vaza Salon, 135 Main Street. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby approves a July 23, 2014 application to permit installation of an awning at the property owned by Ossining TB Flats located at 135 Main Street, with said application having been submitted by Zamira Kutra as representative of the business Vaza Salon, and said approved awning to be constructed with charcoal gray canvas material and to have the business name of Vaza Salon in white letters and the logo of Vaza Salon in specified Pantone colors. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Is there any continuing business of the board?
No, ma'am?
New business of the board?
No, ma'am?
Is there anyone here who wishes to address the board? Entertain a motion to adjourn
So
this
moved.
meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
This ends tonight's agenda. Have a good week. Try to come to all of those events that we talked about earlier, the meeting, and we'll see you next Tuesday at the work session. Wednesday. Go again. 16 Croton Avenue, Wednesday evening at 6:30. Good week.